So, welcome to the first episode of whatever this garbage is. So, just off camera, we were talking about, well, initially we had the fact that Discord's not working, so we're using Google Hangouts now, and then audio just didn't work, so here we are. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, I feel very welcomed.
So, I saw you had some high quality tea just before.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have to show this off. So I don't know if it's going to be backwards, but if it is, we have Cole's black tea bag, and it has a little tea. Now, I'm not trying to flex, but I think I have the better tea cup.
I think that's fair. Yeah, no, mine's just my uni mug. That's not a secret. You can go find my LinkedIn, so whatever. I'm just drinking actually good tea. I don't know if you can see it too well. Is it gonna? No, it's not gonna focus. You can see it. It's Twinning's Australian afternoon. Actually, you couldn't see it because I look like a ghost to Connor right now.
It's a bit unnerving. You actually just look like a horror film
I might have
monster.
I might have to show off what that looks like just afterwards to the viewers, but it's a mess. Anyway. I don't even know what we're doing here, to be honest.
I'm
this is the most haphazard podcast on the planet. I've been delaying it for so long and just planning stuff out and not really, coming up with a good solution, and we're here now. So one of the things I guess I did want to talk about was your channel. Like, that's an entire topic in and of itself. So I guess the first place to start is the name, really.
Oh no, I was so hoping you weren't going to ask. Yeah, so represent this on here.
Oh, that is awesome. I need some merch.
Yeah, the exclusive merch.
Exclusive
Only
merch.
Me. So the name kind of just comes from one of my names and one of my girlfriend's names.
Oh, I should probably mention that the name we've got on the screen is Supercozman. The channel name isn't that.
It's Cozhan or Cozhan, say it however you want. It doesn't actually matter.
So,
but I would say it would be Cozhan though, because ham is said ham and not harm.
This is quality content that you've got here.
But yeah, it's basically just two of our names put together. So Cosmo and Johan, or Johan.
So it's kind of like those times when you get a tattoo of a girlfriend's name and then it ages really poorly.
Yeah.
Hey,
but I mean, it's short and it's distinct enough to be a channel name. So that's pretty much the story behind that.
So the content you make, early on it was very different to what you're making now. One's seen your channel. You have like 48 subs and you don't deserve only 48. Your content is really good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe now, but I'm not too sure about earlier.
Yeah, the sloth. What was up with that?
Okay. I was debating if I should stay in character here, but I don't think it really matters. Essentially, I won't reveal too much, but
you don't have to if you don't want to ruin the allure. Yeah,
so for those who probably won't actually go check out the channel, wait, I'm just going to put my screen back on. I don't want to be blue. There we go. Essentially, it's just a series of different videos. Each one is just something that I want to make. There's a couple overarching topics of videos. So there's one series where I do cooking and stuff, but the kind of thing that I use to make the channel have its own spin is kind of this overarching story that the channel itself is kind of like a self-contained universe, I guess. And so the inhabitants of this place, which is myself and all the people that appear in the video, they're essentially being fucked with by sloths. for lack of a better term.
I didn't know you'd put this much thought into it. Sorry, I cut you off. I didn't know you'd put this much thought into the universe around this channel. I thought it was just a weird channel.
I've put a lot of thought into it. There's a lot going on.
You ever need to get more deep into the Cozhan lore?
There is a whole lore behind it. It's essentially just a really fucking abstract art piece at this point. Yeah.
I don't know, I probably should have mentioned whether I want swearing on the channel, but you know what? We're here now, just doesn't matter. We're just going to keep going with it. Even though it's not good for the YouTube revenue, whatever.
You know, once you actually get that AdSense money, then you can be like, hey, don't swear.
Well, this is going to be a LBRY first channel, so basically on LBRY you can make money from day one. It doesn't really matter if you swear or not, so I did mention LBRY a bit off camera, but have I really talked to you about it? I know I've mentioned it to some other people who've made some content.
Not really, but I obviously have a kind of an idea of what it is. I know it's like a blockchain, like fused with crypto.
Okay, so I know you've been watching a couple of my videos, so maybe you saw one of those or something.
I mean, probably.
I don't know. I did notice you commented on a couple recently, but yeah. So basically, it's an alternate video platform to YouTube, basically with a crypto backing. So the crypto stuff doesn't really matter. I guess you can think about it if it's really important to you, but think of the way the monetization works similar to. Do you use Twitch?
I mean, no, but I have a fairly good idea of how it works.
You know how they have the Twitch bits?
Yeah.
Yeah. The basically the currency you get paid in is effectively it's a bit more complicated than that, but it kind of serves the same purpose. So you can get tipped in that and make money on the platform through that method. And basically the monetization ends up being, at least at this stage for me, about 4 times what I'm making on YouTube. So I'm making about 100 a month on YouTube right now with the first month of monetization. I've been making about 400 a month on LBRY the past 2 or so months. So I don't know, it might not be a bad idea just to chuck your content up on LBRY just as a way to see how it sticks, because there's a lot of weird channels already up there, so maybe there's a viewer base for it. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, definitely. I might actually do that. I mean, currently we, like, I know I commented on one of the videos to check it out, but we upload shit on Steamer and DTube, which is kind of like basically a similar thing, but I think it's been around for a bit longer.
I've got my thoughts on DTube.
I mean, it's basically just like a backup, just in case YouTube dies, which, I don't know, it could happen, it could not, but it's good to always back up your stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to die anytime soon, but it's definitely a good idea to have your content somewhere else, especially somewhere where it's easy to download it, that's for sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm very open to just chucking it on LBRY and just seeing if I can get some more followers from that. The good thing about, I guess, my videos is that they're not entirely dependent on, like, being on a YouTube channel. Yeah. Like, my entire game plan is to, like, just keep going with my story, and then if something blows up, then it does.
Okay, so I'm sure there's plenty I can talk about for the channel, but a recent one you did, the one you did with Corey, I think that's where I really decided that your channel's actually really good. That was an amazing video. He did an amazing job as well.
Yeah, I was very happy with how it turned out. I mean, the past couple videos I've done have been like shorter ones, and like, for me, at least, like, my attention span has been pretty bad recently, so I'm more inclined to watch a shorter video than a really long one, unless I'm, like, just have it in the background or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I had a lot of fun making that one. It was originally meant to be something entirely different, but that that plan just exploded. So we we did that, and it turned out so good.
So why don't you just explain what happened in that video for everyone who hasn't seen it?
So essentially, it's me as my character peeping out of my window, and Corey, which is one of our friends, he plays this DJ character that is essentially a door knocker person, and he just comes and rams into the house and sets up his whole DJ kit and starts playing tunes for me, trying to sell it to me. It's absurd, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's why I love your channel. Like, I don't know why your channel's not growing as much. It probably just has. I don't know. YouTube doesn't really benefit shorter content a lot. So
yeah, I mean, it also doesn't. It's also YouTube isn't the biggest fan of like less frequent uploads.
Yeah, also that really hurts the channel.
But I mean, I'm not too concerned with it because ultimately, it's just meant to be something I do for fun expression or whatever. Because there was a point where like I wanted to get a video out like every week or every fortnight, and I was just forcing myself to make stuff that it's still on the channel and I'll never get rid of it, but I'm honestly not too happy with.
Was that some of the early tier list stuff you were doing, or?
Yeah, so I put it this way, I'm never going to make another tier list video. I fucking just hate them.
That is such a dead meme anyway.
Yeah, I was trying to capitalize on it and I realized, hey, this isn't actually something that I think is good.
If it's not
I'd rather put my effort into something that's funner or benefits the story of the channel.
If it's not going to mess up your view of me, you might want to lower your webcam just a little bit. I know it's attached to your laptop, but...
Like that?
Yeah, because your head was kind of like half in the frame. I was
okay.
Yeah, now it's a little bit better. So now you don't look like you're just, I don't know, sleeping. So, I don't know. Yeah. I think that we've pretty much gone over the channel as much as I really wanted to do. I guess I need some more lore of the channel to really dive deeper in it, but I don't really want to ruin all the allure it has. Plus, I guess one thing I could ask is, without obviously spoiling anything, do you have anything interesting coming up that you're thinking of you want to tease a little bit? Or are you just kind of going as the wind blows?
So I have an overall plan of where the main story beats are going to be. There's the whole thing with Alfie. If anyone's interested and actually goes and watches the videos, there's a bit of a subplot going on there, which I think can be quite interesting if you get yourself wrapped up in it.
Nothing you want to be too specific on? Or you just keep it on the down low, really, until it happens?
I mean, I'm just trying to think of a way to say stuff without explicitly saying it, because I think part of the fun is at least I would hope that part of the fun of watching it is kind of seeing it unravel, and like there's a bunch of Easter eggs hidden in like basically all the videos. So that's part of the fun. So I don't really want to spoil too much.
No, that's entirely fair, man. I don't really have that problem with my channel. I kind of just pump out those Linux videos every single day, and then whatever sticks. Like I've had a couple that do pretty well. Like I did one about the sort of Linux software you'd want to run if you're going to uni, and that one did pretty well. But most of them do kind of middling. I know obviously it's doing far better than you're doing, so I'm not really saying I'm trying to like flex on you or anything, but compared to like the...
No, I don't feel flexed on or anything.
The sort of channels around my size are kind of very middling.
Different stuff.
Yeah. So...
Well, for me at least, I find So stuff like your uni video, I find that a lot more approachable for me as someone who just doesn't really care about Linux stuff.
That's fair.
But which is also kind of a bit of an oxymoron because you'd be coming to your channel for Linux stuff. But
well, a lot of the big Linux guys, they started with doing videos like one of Luke Smith's big videos was why you don't need what was it? Something like why I refuse to run macOS or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another one about like why Adobe Acrobat Reader is malware.
Yeah, so those kinds of videos are the ones that I would tend to click on. But once, like, again, I don't think I'm your main target audience, so
it's definitely nice to bring in extra people, but to get people to really stick, they kind of need to be the kind of people who are going to be the kind of people who watch the channel. I'm not really sure what sort of audience is going to start building up around this podcast, because I know the initial ones are going to be obviously the ones who come over from my channel. But in the future, I do want to do sorts of content where I can bring people on like you who do more of this sort of artistic stuff rather than just... That's why I wanted to do the first episode with someone who's not explicitly in the tech sphere. Because I don't want to be basically just that guy who makes another tech podcast, really. I kind of want to have that sort of, I guess, tech focus, really, or tech sphere. So I want to focus on things that are related to tech, like YouTube channels are related to tech, but I don't want to be, this is Linux podcast 112, basically.
Yes, so what are you thinking about the latest updates to the Linux kernel?
Tell me about the new updates to Ubuntu. Tell me, what's your thoughts on Ubuntu? It's like, no. There's tons, like, I'm not discrediting those guys. The guys who do those podcasts, a lot of them are really good. But that's not what I want to do. I want to be... I know this kind of sounds ridiculous. I kind of want to have that sort of Joe Rogan-y position within the tech sphere, where I can just talk to anyone about really anything. Obviously, Joe Rogan, much better at his job than I am. I'm terrible at interviewing people, but this is episode 1, and we're slowly getting there.
You don't have a Jamie to pull stuff up.
Honestly, if I had a Jamie, I don't think we'd have those sound issues. I don't want to spoil it too much if you guys go and watch the the sound check video, but so yeah, if you guys don't know, basically the sound checks are going to be uploaded separately. Half the sound check was useless, but that's what that content's going to be. I'm not going to care about it at all. It's just going to be extra stuff for the library guys if they want to, because I do really appreciate them. I know I'm kind of going off on my own thing, but I've been talking to a lot of the big guys in library. The CEO follows me on Twitter. I've chatted with him a couple of times, and I really appreciate the direction that he's taken the platform. I don't agree with everything they're doing, but overall, I think they're going in a good direction. I did mention DTube before, my thoughts on DTube. So recently, I tried to make an account over there, and then for about 3 weeks, I kept trying, and every time there was a API failed, and it was like a JSON error. Basically, the account creation didn't work for 3 weeks, and then they went into the token sale, and the devs weren't saying anything in the Discord, and a bunch of people were like, "Hey, is DTube a scam?" I was one of those people. I was kind of pushing up the rumors, but I don't know.
Stirring the pot a little bit.
Oh, pretty much, because you're going into a token sale, your account creation doesn't work, and the devs are radio silent. I know they want to get work done, but you can at least say in the Discord, "Hey guys, we're working on a fix." But no,
it's
nothing.
pretty jank.
It is a little bit. So, oh, sorry, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, I'm not really deep involved into the actual community of like DTube or anything. It's literally just a place for me to put my videos, so I don't really have a comment to make.
I think that's the important thing it should be. What happened there?
I just love when a uTorrent just launches on your computer. I'd never use a torrenting program.
No, I'm not. I don't have a video coming up about my torrenting solution or anything. What was I going to say?
Torrenting solution for uni students.
I did have someone ask me because in a recent video I uploaded. I think it'll be a couple. I don't know when this is going up actually. Anyway, it was what's today? 19th. The 19th of February. I uploaded a video, and I mentioned in that because it was a program to like explore my file tree. I had a 97 gigabyte folder, and it was all anime. And I got a comment.
Excuse.
Yeah, 97 gigs of anime. And someone was like, "Oh, 97 gigs of anime. It's probably all hentai." And I was like, all I'll say is that it's hard enough to seed popular content, so that's all you get from me. I don't think now that I think about it, we're 20 minutes in, and I haven't even really introduced who you are. I've said you have this channel with like 50 subs. Why are you here? Why did I bring you on?
I mean, I was told that you wanted to talk to interesting people, and apparently I'm an interesting person.
Okay, well, I guess we can start from how did I actually meet you? So, it would have been back in first year uni, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it was in first year, but I don't think we really talked until towards the end or the beginning of second year. But I think that was like that for most of the people that I talk to now from uni.
Well, everyone was kind of dragged into AGPU by Sam, and then...
Correct.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, he dragged everyone in. So even if we didn't know each other, because back then, I think in first year, I would have been talking to mainly Sam and Josh. Mm-hmm. And I don't know when we started talking, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think... Because... The thing about uni, in my experience at least, is that in first year you don't really connect with people all too much. But it's more so the second year that you do, because by then everyone has kind of... everyone that's not committed to the degree is kind of pissed off. So okay, these people actually... these people can actually like be around and can be your friends. Because I remember making friends with some people in first year, and then they just disappeared. I haven't talked to them since.
There are a couple of people like that, isn't there? Especially, what was his name? The dude who would always be in people's DMs asking about assignment questions.
My boy Agosh.
Yeah, Agosh. Top lad. I don't think I ever got a question from him, actually.
Damn, that's surprising, because like you're one of the main people that you'd like go to questions with.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? Now the sun's coming out and it's too bright in here, so you can't tell because it's still white for you. But
yeah, you literally still. Oh, it's even worse now.
Yeah, no, the sun's just come out. Lighting might just be a mess for the rest of the podcast. For me, whatever. I might fix it in post. We'll see what happens. So, what? Actually, wait. Before I do that, now the sun's gone away again. Of course it has. Okay. Art. That one. That was what I was going to go to. I've had a couple of people comment about the profile picture. Most of them have been saying things like, I didn't know you had a new profile picture. And there was one dude who did say, I think it was a couple actually, who think it's actually really good art. So you did a good job. Besides the thing where you messed up with the dimensions of the channel banner.
Yes, I gotta fix that.
Also, I don't know if this was just, I don't know what this is. I think it could just be the webcams aren't exactly 16:9, but the boxes seem to be slightly off.
I mean, that's probably
I don't know what it is.
My fault. I can definitely.
I just make the webcam. I just make the webcam slightly bigger. It's not a problem. Yours is in 4:3, so it's not really any better right now.
True. I didn't even think of that. The fucking shitty laptop webcam.
That's fine. I've made the background...
It constricts me, so my face just looks like this.
I don't think you need any extra help looking chubby. Oh, everything's broken.
True.
Yeah.
Long chubby cheeks.
All I've done is just added a white background behind the actual webcam, so if there's no one there, then that's how that looks. You'll see it when I actually go and upload it. But yeah, so I think you came to me about the art, didn't you? Because I was looking for art to get done, and I don't remember going directly to you for it.
No, I reached out. I was keen to, because I know you mentioned it in one of your videos, and I was keen to do something because I don't really have a lot to do. I'm just a lowly jobless graduate.
Oh, you are jobless still, okay.
So I had to find something to do. So I figured, I'll give it a go. I'll reach out, and I didn't used to think I was that good, but my self-esteem has gotten a lot better since I don't know, like a year or two ago. Yeah. So I was happy to reach out, and I mean, clearly you thought it was decent. So
it's definitely good. I do definitely appreciate it because I could have just made something myself, but I feel like having some well-made art actually does really, really improve the quality of the actual content, I guess. It's a little thing. I could go without it. Like, I could just do an audio podcast, and there will just be an audio version of this. But I think for the video watchers, it does really help to just have something there.
For sure. If anyone else would like some art done, down here is my name, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
you can look me up on literally anywhere. That's my name everywhere.
Yeah, your name, it will be under your thing, and I'll put some stuff in the description. Just send me that after we're finished recording, and I'll get all that sorted. Just I don't care how many links you got, just send them all to me, and I'll deal with it.
Yeah, I'll make sure. I'll send you the link to every YouTube channel I've ever had. I think I've been making videos since like 2008 or some shit.
Even the what I do remember the really old one you had. You showed that off at uni a couple of times when you were like 10 or whatever it was. The one in the school.
I mean, what one? Yeah, okay.
The zombie one or whatever it was. Yeah.
Awful short zombie film.
That was such a good video. It's not any better than the stuff I made back. Actually, no, it's way better than what I made back then. You've seen my greatest achievement, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that on the down low for a little bit. That's gonna be a surprise when we get to.
You can hide that in one of your videos somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have a Jamie, so let's not do stuff where I have to edit out because that's a pain. Let's just avoid things that I have to bleep out. That'll make it a little bit easier for me.
That's fair.
Because it's already going to be a big enough pain to actually go ahead and actually edit all this. I don't really have to do much. Really, it's just to make sure the audio is not broken or anything. And hopefully it should be fine. I hope.
Here's hoping. Fingers crossed.
If it all breaks, then I guess I'll have to save episode 2? Maybe? Yeah, we'll see. Because initially I was actually going to be doing this episode with Marty, but he was like, I am moving back from the country and I have to like move into my new room and I have to do all this stuff. It's like, okay, well, I guess we can save that for episode 2 then. That's fine.
That's probably a good idea.
So
I thought of something tech related.
Yes, you did. Okay, I do have notes up.
It's not the thing I sent you. It's actually something else.
Oh, it is.
So
okay.
Up until about less than a week ago, I reckon I was rocking maybe the worst ADSL 2 plus internet that you've ever seen. I'm talking speeds like 200 kilobytes a second download. And upload even worse. Like, literally just not even usable upload, let's be honest here.
I see why you did those short videos then.
No, well, the thing is, we literally had to tether our phone internet to the laptop so we could actually upload the video without it taking about like 12 hours or something.
Ever think of just uploading at uni?
Look, I did, but I don't want to have to train
That's
there
fair.
just to upload it.
I mean, you could do it on the days you had classes.
I mean, yeah, but I think I kind of started it in the last semester, so...
I thought it was longer than that. Okay, wow.
I think it's going... Yeah, I think it's actually been going for about a year, maybe. So I guess it was before that.
Okay, wow.
Think of it. But before, I think like the first like 4 or 5 videos, I didn't think it was going to actually be something that I continued doing. So
yeah,
yeah. So just awful internet speeds, and let me tell you, I'm about to badmouth Internode so much.
Go right ahead. I'm never been a big fan of Internode.
Maybe
let's cut those ties with those Internode sponsorship.
Oh, you don't want to be sponsored by Internode.
No, I want my Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. I'll take that raid money. I don't care if I'm a complete sellout. I'll do 10 grand a video.
I'm waiting for the day that you're like, hey, let's get right into it, but first, a word from my sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Or Dollar Shave Club. Honestly, if Dollar Shave Club wanted to sponsor me and all they wanted to do was send me free razors, that's fine, because I've been a member for like 3 years.
I mean, I think any of the other typical YouTube sponsors are honestly not that bad. As much of a meme as it is being like hit with a sponsorship during a video, at least you're not being scammed into some shit game. Well,
it depends on who it is. You've had some people who actually have been promoting literal scams.
I mean, true. But like the big ones by now, like Audible, Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other ones.
Raid Shadow Legends.
No. I don't want a game that just plays itself. Thank you very much. That's not why I want to play video games.
No, I will take that Farmville money.
You know what? That's okay, because I mean, as much of a scam as a Facebook game is, Farmville at least would be a funnier meme than Raid.
I completely cut you off. You're gonna start bad mouthing into
that. So the whole time that I've lived in this house, our internet has been just god awful. But it wasn't until like last year, I'd say, that it really got bad. Like, internet would start cutting out and it would just slow down to dial-up speeds. I mean, as much as it already was basically dial-up, but just unusable internet. And so every time I'd call up, there'd be like, oh, have you tried restarting your router? Have you tried power cycling it? Same thing.
Yeah.
Have you tried factory resetting it? All this garbage. I'm like, yes, I've done this 20 times now and it doesn't work. It's your own fault. Thank you very much. Send out a technician and be like, oh, I don't know what's wrong. And then magically it fixes itself. And then be like, hey, have you considered switching to NBN? I'm like, not with you.
Do you want to announce who you switched to? Still with Internode?
Okay. So I'm not with Internode anymore. Thank God. So I've gone for a bit of a different approach to internet. So I don't actually use the copper cabling in my house anymore because, I mean, as much blame as I want to put on Internode, part of it is just this is an old house and the speed is going to be a bit bottlenecked no matter how good the internet is. So we actually got a new router that uses a SIM card. So it's essentially you have internet that's just 4G.
Yeah. And
so that's... Oh, you don't know how good it feels to go from 200 kilobytes per second to 11 megabytes a second download.
You're only on 11?
Look, I know it's not amazing, but for me, this is life-changing.
That's fair. I remember when I got 11 like 8 years ago. That was nice. We're talking about this as if it's like fast speeds, and we're still like literally about the speed of like Kazakhstan.
I mean, honestly, yes.
I know, like, most of my viewers come from the US. I've got a couple people in Japan, though, just because of the occasional anime dropping I've got. But you go to Japan, you can get way better speed. So you go to most of the world, and you can get decent speeds. Even in the US, there's places you can get gigabit. And in Australia, good luck.
Third world country internet.
Literally a third world country.
Fourth world country internet.
Oh Lord, yeah.
But yes, that has been a very that has been a life improvement. As unimpressive as it is, I mean,
no, I don't know if it's.
I honestly don't need more than that.
I don't know if it's my side that's doing it, but it can't be that great because your voice occasionally desyncs.
I mean, yeah, that's.
I don't know what it is.
It's probably both of us.
Probably. Well, I've got 50 by 11, roughly.
Okay.
If I had control, I would be. Well, we're with Optus here, but that's because my housemate / landlord has her phone plan also bundled in with it, so she gets a bit of a discount. If I had my way, I would be switching over to Mate or Aussie Broadband. Those are the only two companies I'm actually willing to shout out. But yeah, I'd switch over to those, get myself 100 down connection. Did you mention the company you switched to? You said you switched over to 4G.
It's Optus.
It's Optus, okay. Optus isn't bad, but they've got some things I'm not too happy about. Like the password they set for their modem by default is a little bit annoying to get into. I kind of had to dig through some information to actually get into it, just because I was having some port forwarding issues a little while back, where Optus was actually blocking some of the ports that my not torrenting setup was using.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now I think they're blocking like port 5500 or something, whatever, or 55,000, whatever transmission was trying to use by default. So now I've just got it randomizing the port every time transmission launches. So
okay, that's pretty nifty workaround.
It's part of the default. I didn't do anything special. There's a setting that says randomized port equals true. So.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Okay, so we blocked this torrenting port, but we do have something in our own hardware that
it's in the transmission setup to actually.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. I've almost finished my tea. You finished it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, my tea was getting a little cold, so I had to finish it. Let's see. So we can't. That didn't really go anywhere, did it? We kind of stuck now.
Didn't.
No. Uni.
Jamie, bring up another topic.
Jamie.
I mean, I have unlimited uni stories just solely because of awful group members.
Hey Connor, have you ever done DMT? We can just go full Joe Rogan on it.
No, I haven't done DMT. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
We'll keep the drug stories for a later episode. We don't want to get shut down instantly.
There's many drug stories, don't worry. If you ever want me to pull out any, there's more than enough there.
So, now that you finished, because you finished uni last year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's your plan now? Because I was going to ask you before, and then I kind of forgot about it.
Well, I mean, I've kind of changed my mind a bit since I initially was freed.
Yeah.
So initially I kind of just wanted to get a job straight away and basically whatever I could get. I wasn't too fussed. And like, that's still kind of my plan. Like, I would still happily take a job if I got offered it. But at the moment I'm kind of just having fun, just doing like freelance stuff. So like the art that I did for you, and I've also got some other stuff where I'm kind of coming up with designs for websites for some people that aren't really tech savvy. So that's gone well. There's a little bit of a gold mine I've hit there. I'm really enjoying that. It's also really good experience because it's kind of getting those soft skills that you need for just jobs in general, because, you know, you get to talk to clients and stuff, and you really have to understand, like, you have to try and get out what they want from it, because most of the time people have no idea what they actually want, and so you have to try and drill that out of them, and that's just really good experience for basically anything, because it's just communication skills, which is probably like one of the most important things that you need aside from, I mean, the technical stuff that you'd be doing.
Well, your technical stuff you can learn as you get on the job. That once you've done your first couple of programming languages, it's pretty easy to pick up something new, but those soft skills are what really takes a while to actually develop, and it's something that I've noticed in myself. When I first started this channel, I remember that I occasionally would post those videos back in the Facebook group chat, and I was awful at speaking on camera. I'm not great now. I'm definitely not great now, but I feel like doing this has at least improved the way that I've been able to actually communicate. And I think especially going into the podcast, honestly, I would love that if this could be what I do as like my life. I would love to be able to just do my own thing, but we'll see what happens after my gap year next year, and after that I'll work out what I'm going to do. But I feel like having this podcast, being able to actually talk to people, and not just talk to people I know, like obviously I'm going to bring my friends on, but once I have some sort of traction with the podcast, I want to bring people on who I've never spoke to before, and even people I disagree with. So doing that, I think it will really help my ability to actually communicate with people, especially people who aren't tech savvy and aren't people who agree with everything I say, basically. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, well, that's incredibly important to have that point you said about talking to people that you don't agree with, because like that's a big problem that I think a lot of people have, is like when they get faced with someone that doesn't agree with them on, it doesn't really matter what topic it is, they kind of just shut down and they become super defensive about it. But you got to understand, like, the other person believes in their thoughts just as much as you believe in your side. So it's really, I mean, it's all experience. Like, you got to actually do this stuff to gain it, but they're incredibly important skills that you need for everything.
I know it's been said countless times on plenty of places, but the biggest problem that we're seeing now is that you can have these conversations with people and you're not actually talking to a person. I think that's the biggest problem that we start to see. So basically, you, like say on Twitter or on Facebook or anywhere like that, you can talk to people, but you're not actually talking to a person. You're talking to an avatar and you're talking to a name. Whereas when you do stuff like this, and I eventually, if this does go well, I eventually do want to have a studio where I can bring people in and talk to people face to face. And for people that I really disagree with, I think that that's going to be a really healthy way to actually have a conversation with someone.
For sure, for sure.
I can go on talking by myself for an hour about how much I hate social media. I still use it because you kind of need to, like, when you're doing content and you want to advertise it, there's really no better way to do it.
Yeah, there's not really any way around it. I found that, I mean, I've kind of improved on it, but I found that I was kind of obsessing over, like, just stupid shit. Like, I'd be looking at, like, Reddit stuff.
Yeah.
Like, just like the news tab on Reddit, I'd be like, why am I looking at this garbage? And so I kind of stopped myself from doing that. I'm like, it doesn't give me any gain or anything. It's literally just there to, like, try and upset me and get me riled up about shit. And so, you just got to use it for, like the only time you should even be using anything really is just, like, if you can actually get something out of it.
Yeah.
Like, whether it doesn't have to be important, like, oh, I'm getting a important skill out of it. Like, if you want to just get entertainment and fun out of it, that's good. But, like, there's a lot of stuff on social media apps and stuff that it's just kind of like literally just a time sink that you don't get anything out of it. It just ends up making you mad.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I know some people, especially in my sort of sphere, there's a lot of older Christians and a lot of people who are very anti... It's weird, there's a lot of people who are anti-technology in the Linux sphere. I don't get it. Anyway, it's a weird spot to be in. But you have a lot of older people as well who talk about how things like video games are just a waste of time. But as you were saying before, if it's something you get some sort of enjoyment out of, then even though you're not really improving on anything, I think that it's still a good use of your time. Now, obviously, could you use that time to improve your soft skills like you were talking about before, or work on, say, if you're into art, you could use that time to do art. But if you're still enjoying what you're doing, is it really such a problem in the end?
No, I wouldn't say so. It really more so comes down to your time management, like just making sure that you don't spend your whole day playing games, like, because obviously then it becomes like a waste of time. But if you're just spending like an hour or two, like, I don't know, even once a day, if you like have that time, then there's nothing bad about doing that.
Speaking of playing games, I noticed on Discord, you're up playing CSGO pretty late.
Yeah, I mean, I like to, if I'm gonna play stuff, I like to do it in the morning. But there's so I don't know how much you know about Counter-Strike.
Not a ton.
But there's at the moment there's missions that you can do, and if you do them, you get like items in your Steam inventory which you can like sell for Steam Wallet money. And so so I've been doing that with Alfie, one of my friends that also appears in my videos. And so we've been doing all these missions, but part of the problem is like we'll want to play at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
But that's like when everyone is at work. And so to get some of these missions, you know, play game modes that aren't played a whole bunch. So you have to play it at like night time when all the people get back from their jobs.
Or you have to play it on the American servers with the terrible ping.
Which is literally impossible.
Yeah, well, I might be able to do it with my connection, but it might be a little bit... Especially because you've got a 4G connection, those inherently have higher ping.
Yeah.
How is your ping on that anyway?
It's alright. It sits around like 60-ish ping. It could be better, but like
definitely could be, yeah.
I'm so used to playing at like 100 plus, so
yeah. It's an improvement regardless.
Honestly, anything under like 170 is actually playable, but like, well, obviously you want it lower than that.
Some games it is. I don't know how CSGO handles it, but I know that a lot of the like big AAA shooters, they do rubber banding. Does CSGO not do that, or is it?
It has some form of rubber banding, but honestly, I've never had consistently like middling ping. Like it's either playable or it's just not playable. It will spike to like 1,000, and you just you glitch through everything in the map, and it's just impossible to do anything. Yeah. So I think I have a feeling that might just be how they've made it, so you can't be put in a game that's like that awful consistently, but I'm not completely sure.
Because back when I used to play Quake Live, I don't know if you ever played that. It was...
No, but I know about
Quake, yeah. So. It was a free release of Quake built on the Quake 3 engine, and Quake 3 didn't do rubber banding. So if you had 200 ping, you just had to aim 200 milliseconds ahead. So you could at the time I played on actually roughly as bad as your connection you had before. So I was playing on like 150 plus ping, and all you had to do was just aim ahead of people, and I think that's honestly a better solution than doing the rubber banding. The rubber banding just makes it kind of gross to play the game.
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, but so I'll go on a bit of a tangent. Counter-Strike's basically one of the only online games that I play at the moment. I used to like play a lot of online stuff, but I just found that I get too mad because the thing I like about Counter-Strike is if you die, most of the time it is just your fault. You can't blame it on something else. But I found myself, I can't think of an example, but like in other games, I'd be like, just get so mad because it's like, oh, that wasn't even my fault that I fucked up.
Yeah.
Or that I died.
Yeah, that's how I used to feel back when I played like COD and Battlefield and all that, and I just realized like it's not back to the entertainment thing. At that point, is it really a form of entertainment if all you're doing is you're getting really angry at it? I guess for some people, yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically where I found myself, and like you still kind of get those games when you play Counter-Strike, but they're a lot rarer than other stuff.
Unless you go into rank.
Yeah,
well, I mean, if you really care about your rank, then I guess you're gonna get angry.
Yeah, but you gotta kind of just approach it as having fun instead, and that's pretty much it. So I basically just play single player stuff at the moment.
Yeah. I haven't played a game in a while, but usually you're not going to be able to hear me now. Usually, let's see. This is quality content. Yeah, the last thing I was playing, you won't be able to see it. Oh, maybe you will.
I can make out Tales of
Berseria.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's JRPG. That's one of the things I wish I had time for. JRPGs, honestly, they were like my passion growing up. But they're so long. I don't know if you've ever really gotten much into JRPGs or
like I think I've played one, but I can't think of what it is, and I just know that I just don't have that that kind of
that commitment.
Yeah, there's another one I'm thinking of, but commitment's good enough, so...
Well, the big problem with these sorts of games is a lot of the time is level grinding. It's not really the content.
That's something that I don't find interesting.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people do, so...
Well, I think the game has probably done the best that recently... I know everyone said this game's amazing. It's Persona 5, though. I love Persona. It is such a good game. And because of the way the day system works, so have you ever played Persona 5? Or any of Persona games?
No, I haven't, but I do have an interest to possibly play.
So the way that they work, basically, is there's a calendar, so you own... It's not like a time limit calendar, but if you say run out of all of your skill points during the day, then you can't do any more battles during that day, and you just have to end it there. So the battles are inherently, and the leveling system is inherently set up in a way where you don't have to grind for 20 hours just to beat one boss, just because you can't actually spend all that time actually trying to level up, because you just don't have the skill points to do it. Whereas games where you, I guess, don't have that sort of limit, then they can make it so grind this boss until eternity, basically.
Okay, well that's interesting then. That's good. I like games that do new stuff with existing formulas. So I definitely, once I get the time, I'd like to check it out. But I have so much stuff to play already.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Like I've bought a bunch of games when I bought my PS4, and I just haven't played most of them because I kind of feel like I'm a bit different on the entertainment thing. I kind of feel like when I'm playing games, I should be doing something a bit more productive. Like, I have my Linux stuff to work on, which is related to my channel, or I could do some programming stuff, or I could go to the gym, or I could do a bunch of other stuff. Like, I could work on my channel advertising, things like that, where I feel like if I play games, it's kind of, I don't know, digging into that time, but I still then go and watch anime, so maybe it's a hypocritical thing, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way my brain works.
I mean, yeah, I would say so, because I have my weird fucking brain thoughts where I'm like...
Brain thoughts?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a good brain thought for you.
Okay, oh...
But yeah, I get weird about stuff. I'm like, oh, should I really be doing blah, blah, blah? Don't think this is good. And then meanwhile, I'll just go do something else, which is just like equally as... it's basically the same thing, but different.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a weird thing about how you value your time, really. I guess I just value gaming time a bit less, and you value certain things more than other things as well. Oh, yeah. I don't really have anything else to go on for that, so...
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's also like, I think doing uni has really kind of messed up my time evaluation ability, because comparatively to now, to when I was in uni, I don't do anywhere near as much actual stuff. Like when you're in uni, you like have 4 overlooming like courses that you have to consistently work on, and you're like, oh, okay, so I have some free time, I can work on this now, and I should probably start on this thing before it gets too late. But like now that I have nothing to do, I'm like, I don't know how to value my time properly.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, even though I have the channel and I have all this other stuff. When I'm on break from uni, I don't really know how, and when I don't work a day, so today I'm not working, I'm really bad at managing my time when I don't have some looming thing that has to be done later.
Yeah.
Whether that's an assignment, whether that's going to work. When I don't have that, I just tend to sit around and not do much. It's been a problem I've had for ages, really. I feel like I've gotten better at it, but I don't know, it's one of those things you just continuously have to work on. Because if you let yourself slip, then... yeah, it's just going to all fall apart. Sorry, I cut you off there.
Yeah. No, I kind of cut you off, so I think that's just like a problem that kind of just happens because it's like kind of a shock to your system. Like you go from being so busy to just not having stuff to do, and like just that's such like a big change for you. So when that happens, you kind of just don't know how to process it properly.
I think the biggest change was actually just when I came out of high school, really. Because when you leave high school, you've been in a position where you've basically been working your full-time job since you were 5 years old. So once you leave that, you're like, what do I do? I have all of this time, especially if you go in from that into a gap year. I was planning to get stuff done during that year, and then I did nothing, really.
Yeah, I didn't have a gap year.
Yeah, a lot of the guys didn't have a gap year. I think it was beneficial, but... I
don't know how good it would have been for me if I did. Like, obviously I can't tell what would have happened, but I am glad that I did just go straight into uni, because I feel like, for me at least, I think going from that really intense high school schedule to nothing and then back into like a uni degree would have been like, once again, it would have just been a real shock to me.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have done as well as I did if I did have that gap year.
Yeah, I think I just needed... I don't know, I was kind of just dragging my feet back then. Like, I didn't really have any desires I wanted to do. I was at the point where I was just like, do I even want to go to uni after the gap year? I think that's one of the big problems. If you aren't committed to actually making something of your life, then you might actually end up dragging your feet and it'll be a serious problem. But I looked at the sort of people around me, and I looked at what they were doing with their life, and a lot of those people were just complete dropkicks. Like, a lot of the guys... You came from roughly the same area, didn't you? Well,
I mean, I don't think so, but like I do know what you mean. There's definitely those people that I did know.
Do you want to shout out the school you went to?
I went to Underdale High School.
Okay, maybe it's better than where I went. I don't even recognise that name.
Yeah, but it's in the western suburbs, so I think inherently it's better than a northern suburb school.
Yeah, but you go to Elizabeth a lot, and you see the sort of people that are around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up in Smithfield Plains and like Davern Park area. So anyone from Australia has probably heard of those places. And I had a couple of mates who dropped out of high school, and I'm not kidding, to become rappers. They didn't have any...
Oh, I knew someone like that. No.
They didn't have any music history. They didn't have anything. All they did was they dropped out and then started a SoundCloud account and started rapping. And obviously, it was garbage. But
yo, I'm the illest rapper you ever seen.
they all sounded like Discount Cursor. It was a pain to listen to.
That's a bit worrisome.
It is. So I saw those sort of people around me, and I guess I saw with my dad, who he was stuck in a factory doing a factory job until now, and he's always been in a factory job, and I was like, I don't want to do that. That sounds horrible. So I'm going to do something in my life, whatever it ends up being. And I've always been interested in computers, so going into program was kind of a natural course. And now I've kind of shifted from that, where I want the programming stuff to be my backup plan, and then I'm still interested in computers, but I kind of shifted away into talking about computers rather than making software. So it's still in the same sphere, and I'm still going towards that dream I've had since I've been like 10 years old maybe, but I'm trying to achieve it in a different way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, my IT journey is it's a lot shorter, and it's also just really strange, because so in year 12 I did maths, physics, chemistry, and photography, the odd one out.
Yeah.
But I was gonna do a Bachelor of Science originally. I was dead set on that, and then one of my friends was like, hey, you want to come do this Bachelor of IT with me instead? I was like, sure, I'm down. And then he didn't end up going to uni.
Oh, and now you're here.
And now I'm here. But I don't think I would change it. I'm more than happy doing... I don't think I would have made it through a science degree, to be honest. Fair. Like, as interesting as I find it, I think it would be, for one, it would have been a lot harder, just from what I've heard from some of my friends.
It's a good excuse not to do it.
And also just like job prospects, like I think so I don't know how accurate this is, but in my mind, you kind of have that problem of not having as many job opportunities within where you live, but also people in IT talk a lot about, like, it goes back to what we were talking before about like soft skills and communication. Like, it's kind of a stereotype that IT people have no idea like how to talk to other people.
Well, there are some people.
Yeah, of course
starting with an A, for example.
Of course there are those people, but I feel like just from what I've kind of personally seen, that's also a problem within the science of area. So I think just like those things put together, I'm quite happy that I did IT instead.
Well, I do know a couple of people who are in science. I think the problem with science, and this isn't a problem with science per se, it's kind of a problem with the going into it and getting a job. If you're not dedicated about something, then finding a job, I think, is going to be really hard. So if you're dedicated about, I don't know, meteoroids, you are going to study really hard about those. Or if you're dedicated about, I don't know, some sort of chemistry, you're going to study really hard about that. And if you do that and you work really hard at getting into that, then I think you can make something of yourself. But if you're just going in saying, I'm interested in science, then there's I don't think there's much you could really do, unless you also then do a double degree and then go and teach science. But if you're doing if you end up teaching, I think that's where you've kind of let your life fall apart. You only teach if you don't have anything, if you don't have the skills to actually go and do the job for yourself. Like, you have a couple of the lecturers who they've worked jobs, but now they're teaching. Are they teaching because they like teaching, or are they teaching because they weren't good at their job?
There's definitely a recurring theme throughout the uni degree.
I don't think we talked about, and before we started recording, I probably should have done this before, how long we wanted to actually go for, because I don't want to keep you here for, like, forever, so... I'm free all day, so I'm happy to keep going as long as you want.
I'm happy to go for, like, another half an hour to an hour, so
Okay,
I guess
cool.
we'll just see where the conversation goes.
Yeah, sweet, okay. Because, yeah, I was thinking roughly the same thing, because as nice as it would be to do a 3-hour podcast, that's too much talking, and I don't have any way to compensate you, so I don't really want to keep you here for 3 hours.
Like I said, I literally am not doing anything. So.
Wait, how long's that sloth been there? I just noticed that it's sitting behind you.
Fuck, I didn't even mean to do that.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Yes, well that plays in perfectly to the channel. It's just always there.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, if we go back to that quickly, if anyone's still watching and is still potentially interested, I'm kind of approaching it from the angle of something like, I don't know if you know what Marble Hornets is, but it's like the YouTube channel that was about like this guy that was being like harassed by the Slender Man.
Oh.
And it was like fully serious and everything. Like it was I didn't really watch it, but I knew of it and I thought it was really cool. And so I've taken a bit of inspiration from that and some other places as well that will become quite apparent if you have seen those things.
Well, I do hope that... Well, I don't know how many people are going to come over. Hopefully that at least some people will. So hopefully people, if you're still watching, go check out Connor's channel because he does put a lot of work in it and they are really good videos, even if the older ones aren't that great. The new ones are really good. And I hope that... I know, obviously, some of those, especially the one with Corey, those are a lot of work to put together. But I do hope to see more content of like that quality because it is... I think, even though it's not consistent content, I think that eventually someone's going to notice it. I hope someone notices it. Like whether
I hope so too.
Like, if you got a shout out from someone with a reasonable sub base, that would be all you needed for that channel to just latch onto the algorithm and for it to explode. Because it's the sort of content that I think really will catch on if people start noticing it. It's just actually hooking into the algorithm is the hardest part of it.
Oh yeah, and also what I said, like it's not my main goal to.
I know that, but it's kind of
to get a following, but it's just nice to share stuff with people because, like, my favorite video that I've done is the comedians in cars getting coffee parody. I think that's
that was fun.
Easily my favorite video, and it was my favorite to make, and I think it turned out really well, and so. I don't know where I was going with this point.
My favourite part about that video was the cameraman sitting in the back seat who was hiding behind the driver's seat.
Yes. That was the one not planned thing. We were like, we need to shoot this thing where I talk to Alfie that's not in the car. And then we were like, do we go home first? Or
you could have just left her out of the car and just gone for a drive and picked her back up.
True. I'll give you that one, but clearly we weren't thinking that far ahead. I've got this whole plan for this whole story, but I can't fucking think like 5 minutes ahead of me.
Oh. I guess we probably should hit the topic you actually sent me. So the one about the PS Vita, because.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that comes back nicely to me saying that I have too much stuff to play. So, like, I've always wanted a Vita because I think they're just, like, so cool. Like, just the design of it is just nice and sleek, and, like, I like the idea of having a portable console that's not a DS because I don't want to play... Like, DS obviously has, like, amazing games, but I wanted to play the stuff that's on the Vita because of those games are more interesting to me. Stuff like Little Big Planet and like Tearaway and stuff. I don't know if
you've got a Vita, so you might as well get yourself Persona 4 Golden.
Yes, I do plan to do that once I have worked through my backlog of stuff. I have bought probably 10 or 12 games.
Yeah, that's what I did with the PS4 as well.
About half of those.
Yep. I know the feeling.
So I'm making my way through that, but it's just such a nice console to hold, and it only about a handful of games actually use its features, because it has a rear touchpad and it has a touch screen and has a camera, and I've only played 2 games that actually take full advantage of that, which is sad. It's such a sad console because it didn't sell well and it's fucking dead now.
It did do pretty well in Japan, but outside of Japan, because it's got a lot of JRPGs on it. If you want JRPGs, the Vita is an amazing console. But a lot of them didn't get translated, and they're not super popular outside of Japan in the first place. So it kind of just died. And because Japan has such a lot of people take the train to get to work, so everyone has a lot of time to spend playing things where they, just playing games on a handheld system, really. But here, most people drive, so it's not... I guess it's a bit harder to find that time.
Yeah, definitely. I found that back when I was at uni and taking the train there, it's I wish I had it then, because that would have been the perfect time to have it, but I kind of put that time into just looking at fucking shitty Reddit posts.
Looking at the graffiti along the Gawler line.
Yeah. I mean, that's also fun to look at because it changes every week almost.
My favourite part is when they graffiti the train.
I'm still waiting for fucking that train line to be updated. It's taken its time.
It's not going to happen.
They're just I don't want to put this much money into a train that's going to have so many festy people on it.
Well, we have new trains that can go faster, but they keep saying, the lines aren't good enough for it. Then upgrade the lines.
Yeah, I never understood that, because they close the Gawler line what feels like every month to work on it, but I don't know what they're working on because it's the exact same thing.
Oh... Back to the Vita for a second. I don't really care about all the extra cool stuff. I've wanted the Vita for one reason, and that's for the homebrew stuff. Getting emulators working on the Vita is really, really cool. I think it can emulate pretty well up to... I know it can do PS1 games pretty well, and you might be able to get PS2 working on it slightly.
Yeah, I've seen videos of people, doing PS2 stuff on it. I mean, because it has that power, because it has the trilogies of Ratchet and Clank and Sly and Jak and Daxter on it, so I can run those things. But I haven't really looked into it enough to know how big the PS2 stuff is. But I know everything before that generation is definitely doable.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how you'd go about it on the Vita, but I know on PS3 you can run RetroArch and then emulate SNES and Game Boy Advance and DS and all of that stuff. So I assume it's pretty similar on the Vita itself.
Yeah, well, there's a whole subreddit dedicated to just homebrew stuff for Vita, so if you ever do get one, then there's definitely the stuff there for it.
How much did you pick it up for?
So I got very lucky, and I know someone that just didn't use theirs.
Oh, nice.
And so used Vitas are usually at least $150, but I got mine for $50, so that was very good.
For anyone in the US, our currency is worth literally dirt. So times that by about 66% and you get the US price.
Yeah, around $230-ish.
Other way, the
oh yeah, shit.
The US
Sorry.
will be cheaper.
My bad. Oh, yeah.
So 150 would be about 100 US.
I'm so used to converting from US to AU because, like, Steam for the longest time didn't have Australian dollars.
Yeah, that was a pain, wasn't it? Because you just didn't really know how much stuff was going to cost properly. And you're like, this game is like $10.
So
like, no,
funny,
not really.
Though. No, it's more like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Valve just got mad because Australia did that refund law, and they had to put it in place that you could refund games on Steam. So I'm pretty sure they got super mad for the longest time. They're like, we're not giving you your currency. But I mean, that's obviously changed now.
Yeah. What? I don't even know what to say anymore. I feel like we should probably keep going on a little bit longer. I don't really know what else to say, really. You got anything interesting you want to mention?
I don't know. I got like several uni anecdotes that I could go off on.
Yeah, let's go with that and see if we can at least bring it out to an hour 30.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's a good one? I like the C++ group story. So during our degree, we had a course about C++, which was very difficult. Pretty much everyone.
A way to put it.
Pretty much everyone struggled with that course. So naturally, you have all the people that aren't actually like 100% there, if that's a good way to put it. That really just I never understood the mentality of these people that go to uni but actually don't put the effort in because you're paying for this whole thing. Like, do you think it's just like high school? Like, I don't understand that mentality. But
so you never work a job, you just never pay it back.
True. So you have all those people in this class, and like, so for someone like me that was like, not obviously not cream of the crop, but like I put the work in and I got like fairly good grades out of it. I struggled with this, so you can only imagine how these people just coasting along just got fucking punched in the face with it. And so you get put into these groups with these people because it was randomly assigned groups, not choose your own group. So you obviously get these awful people that have no idea what they're doing. And so by this time, you should know how to use stuff like Git repositories. But these kinds of people have no idea how to even make a Git account. I literally had to sit with one of my group members to sit him through. This is how you sign up for this.
Were you guys using GitLab or GitHub for that one?
I'm trying to remember.
I think Matt suggested GitLab because he didn't understand how private repos worked. Yeah,
I have a feeling it might have been that. So anyway, I'm trying to teach this person how to push their changes, which are basically dirt anyway. Literally just nothing work. But I'll go back to the start of this assignment. So this was a group assignment, obviously, that I said that we got put in groups and stuff. And it was massive. And for a group of people that have no idea what they're doing, it's just red flags everywhere. So I had Josh, which we talked about earlier, and he's usually really good, but he was going through a lot of personal stuff, so he was kind of out of commission at the time of this assignment. So the main amount of effort fell onto me, unfortunately. And so I had this one group member, which was like, he was pretty chill, and like he did his stuff. I had to help him out a bit, but like I can deal with that kind of group member. But then we had two people that just had no idea what they're doing. There was a language barrier, which doesn't help at all. So you're trying to explain something, and they just don't get it. Like, obviously, it's hard to learn another language, and I completely understand the problem of that, but it just compounds onto...
Unless your name is Kenley. How many languages does that kid know?
Like 6 or 7.
Anyway, go on.
So I'm just like, hey, I've planned out what everyone has to do. You have to do this. It's really not that hard to get done. And at this point, this is near the end of this semester, so we had spent like a whole semester's worth of time learning how C++ works, how like headers and the main files work and how they interact with each other. I'm like, hey, all you need to do is set out this header file. You need to write a couple lines of code in the main file and just push it to the Git repo. And so I hear back from this man, and he's like, okay, I've done what you said. And I go in and look at it, and I don't know what this person has done, but it is just, it is not readable. It is not, I don't even think it ran properly. Like, you'd press run on it and it would just crash. It just...
So he didn't even try to compile it, it just crashed straight away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure from memory. Like, okay, so I'm like, hey, this is wrong. I'll try and help you along the process. This is like how you meant to structure stuff. And he's like, just not getting it. I'm like, okay, I've basically done everything for you. Can you just push it to the repository? He's like, I don't know how to.
What is git push?
Okay. Literally, this is the kind of...
Actually, no, he was probably using the graphical interface as well.
No.
Okay, he was using the command line. Okay.
He didn't have anything installed. He didn't have... because this was on a Windows machine, he didn't have Git Bash. So I was like, okay, you need to download Git Bash.
Lord.
You need to... this is what you need to do. You literally just need to, like, sign in, put the repo link in, and then you can, like, push to it. And he's like, I don't understand. I'm like, I could understand if this was a normal person, but you've been doing an IT degree and, like, you've been exposed to Git for so long at this point. And, like, the lecturer even made a point, like, here's how you do it. You don't even need the complex commands that you've learned before. You literally just need to know how to, like, push to the fucking repo and pull from it. Like, that's 2 commands that you need to learn. So anyway, I'm like, here you go. This is how you push. And so he figured it out eventually. I'm like, okay, so there's still a little bit of work here that you need to do. You need to finish this. I need to go do some other work. So if you can just get this done by tonight or tomorrow, that's fine. Just like push it when you're done. And so I think it was the next day. I was sitting in our club room. I'm like working on this stupid thing, and I get a Discord message from this man, and he's like, oh, I've done it. I've pushed the stuff. And so I'm like, okay, thank you for doing this finally. I pull it, and it's still just fucking garbage. It is literally just jumbled words that don't work. I'm like, okay. Just remain calm. I'm like, hey, this is still not correct. Can you please just, like, fix it? Go get help. Go talk to the lecturer if you need to. Just do anything.
Please get help.
And I just get hit with this message. It's literally, this is how it was phrased. Sorry, I'm going to go. I sleep now. Bye.
What?
And I
You've never heard from him ever again?
That was the last I heard from this guy.
Oh, Lord.
Because at that point, it was in the final days of that assignment being due. And I'd done everything that I had said I had to do, and like I had done enough of my stuff to actually get a passing grade and everything. And then the responsibility kind of just fell on all the other people to do their stuff. So even if they fucked it up, that's like, I was protected from that.
Mm.
So I don't know what happened with that guy. I'm assuming Josh had to deal with him because he got an extension on it and he finished up the stuff so it was actually usable. But that's my group member anecdote.
That was lovely. I think Honestly, I wasn't expecting to be able to find a bunch of clips in this episode. I didn't know how it was going to go, because honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't expect that you've ever been on a podcast before, but I managed to get like 4 or so clips out of this video, and I think that makes a really good one, and we're going to have to use that for sure. I think this podcast was a really good idea. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, and I feel like at the start, you really weren't doing great at like opening up and talking, but as we went on, I think you got a lot better at it.
Yeah, I think I just find that with like anyone really though, because I'm like a pretty shy person, so like I have to just warm up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, same with that in real life. Like if you try, like if I don't know you very well and try and talk to me, like the conversation is just awful. Unless it's like someone that I'm actually doing stuff for, like a client, because I actually know what I'm going into. But like if you're just trying to have a casual conversation, then I'm pretty awful at it.
I guess it doesn't help that you're also talking to Casper.
True, I am talking to the the ham monster.
You know what?
If you've seen.
I might just switch over your webcam to my screen. This is what I look like right now, and it's amazing. So you're not going to see this unless you've watched an hour 25 in. I'm not going to clip this part. You have to watch this for yourself. So that's how I've looked to Connor this entire time. So if he seemed a little awkward, that's partially why.
Most of the time, it looks like you have no nose and your eyes are like very small.
Oh well, it's been almost an hour and a half, so I reckon we've gone over everything I want to talk about, and I think this was actually a really good idea, and you're more than happy to come back whenever you feel like it. Really.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I had fun.
Hopefully next time.
Ideally say that you get a couple more people before I come back, though.
Yeah, well, it's not really doing a good job for advertising any of your stuff, is it?
I mean, I don't really care. So
yeah. Well, the art's nice because you are making money from that.
True. So check the link if you made it this far.
There'll be links. We'll deal with that afterwards. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything. So if you want to shout anything out,
I guess just my channel, which is just Cozhan. It's like one of the only results that come up when you search it on YouTube.
That's lucky.
Yep.
I get like I think when I had my name at the start, I think if you typed in Brody Robertson, the first one was some kid with a scooter as his profile picture. Anyway, continue with your shout-outs.
Pretty much everywhere else, you can just find me as Supercozman. If you do want anything from me, I guess something like Twitter would probably be best to contact me on. But yeah, so there's my Twitter, there's Deviant Art, which you can use to like see if there's something that you'd like me to do for you. And then there's my Discord, but I think I just prefer Twitter, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's my little shout out.
Okay, well, this has been the pilot episode of Tech Over Tea. This is what we're going to be having pretty much every time. It's not going to be super tech focused. I'm going to bring people on like Connor, who makes artsy stuff and stuff like that. Later on, I'm going to have one of our mates who is a Snapchat lens creator, that's going to be a fun episode. So I'm keen
to watch that one.
I'm going to pick Joseph's brain about that. Joseph. Kenley wants me to watch Mr. Robot, so Kenley and Connor both want me to watch that. So they want me to... I might bring them both on for that episode when I eventually do that. I've got a mate who wants to... Or he's got a channel that similar to my stuff, but more of a Windows focus. Then after that, we'll just go from there. And obviously, I'm going to rotate guests as well. So if any of them want to come back, so if Connor wants to come back at some point, or Marty or Jai want to come back at some point, then I'm absolutely going to be happy to bring them back, especially if they do as good a job as Connor did this episode. So
excluding the first 15 minutes.
And excluding sound check. That was my fault though. But yeah, so that was first episode of Tech Over Tea. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I don't know how to end this. So bye.
Goodbye.